Hey, what up, YouTube? I just wanted to make this video. I'm gonna try to keep it as short as possible, but I wanted to put some people on, not necessarily just to, fragrances like, oh, these are my top three or anything special like that, but just some life advice when it comes to fragrances, and things like that. Here's my thing. I wish I would have got into this younger, you know. I was a sneakerhead, so I collected a lot of sneakers. I still do to this day. But if you notice any, if you ever walk past a businessman, they exude confidence, right? If you look at the style, how they dress, things like that, right? It's typically a combination of things. And if you get close enough, you probably realize, like, man, this person smells good. So let's say, you grow up, from a child to a teenager to an adult, and now you're in the professional world, you're at your job or whatever, and there's just this one man or woman, and every day they're just exuding this confidence. You notice they got a nice watch, smell good, clothes nice and tailored, things like that. This is one of those things. This is kind of a gateway to me. It's sense. Now, the reason why I say it's a gateway, the reason why I say I wish I would have gotten to this sooner, I'm a 30-year-old male. And in all honesty, it wasn't until I was about 29, 30 where I really started looking into different colognes, or fragrances, because not everything I buy is cologne. A lot of these things may be considered a unisex fragrance. So cologne we typically associate with men. Perfume you would typically associate with women, but it's way deeper than that. Like I said, this may be the easiest way to get into kind of like a lifestyle change. If you smell good, you feel good, right? And especially if you're a bigger dude, there's always a lot of self-consciousness and things like that. You just could have been born genetically like, yo, I'm big boned, genetically, my entire family is big, things like that. So you might have spent a nice chunk of your life dressing well, but, you also want to smell well, right? So this is it. What you see in front of you? These are three of my favorites. From left to right, we have Dior, Sauvage Elixir. I'm specifically saying that because, like I said, once you get into this, there's levels. You want to make sure you're buying the right stuff. The thing I've learned about these scents, there is a reason why certain things cost a certain amount. This Dior scent I have in front of you, we're talking about hands down the best. And I'm pretty sure anybody who is into fragrances and things like that, they'd agree. Like, there is no second guessing it or really debating it. It just is. I'm not gonna get into top scents and things like that, notes or any of that stuff. We're not gonna get super deep. But if you're gonna invest, if you're gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna spend $200+ and start this off, and you wanna go all in and get the best of the best from the rip, you're buying this right here. Second, we have Creed Aventus. It's crack. If anything, I would say, okay, maybe this is the only scent fragrance that you could probably get into a debate on which one is number one. It's coming down to these two. Still, Dior, specifically this one, that's number one. This 1B, like I said, like this stuff is expensive. So surprisingly, like this costs more than this. But you also have to realize it's about the size you purchase. You'll probably notice, I'm pretty sure this one is bigger than this. Liquid, I'm talking about the amount of actual liquid that's being held. Now, we have another one by Arkeest, Misfit. This is another favorite of mine. I like it a lot. I can't remember how much it cost, but compared to these other two, a bit cheaper. Now, here's my thing. Here's some advice. If you're getting into these scents, if you're a teenager, early 20s, mid 20s, you're still trying to get there in life, right? Like you're not making that type of money yet. You don't want to just blow your whole check on 2 or 3 cents, because it's very possible with the pricing of these things. You want to look, and I advise you do this, look for some scents that may have some travel sizes, right? Because some of these you can get in a little travel spray. So that way you're not necessarily going all in and spending $250 on a large bottle when maybe you're spending $50, $60 instead. Another thing to look out for, some things that you need to learn and understand. You're gonna get used to this word or seeing this word, parfum. What this means is it's about the percentage of the actual oil, I guess you would say, that is in that bottle. So the percentage of the actual oils, the fragrances that are making up that smell. So you see, it'll say eau de parfum. That typically means that that bottle is made up of about 15 to 20% of whatever that fragrance is. Eau de parfum, they typically cost more. They're longer lasting. Right below that, you'll see eau de toilette. Yeah, those, I don't want to say they're going to be weaker, but we're talking about 5 to 15%. So when you're buying these different fragrances, scents, and things like that, let's say for instance, you're watching this video. You're like, oh, the dude in the video said to get that Dior Savage, Dior Sauvage, whatever it's called, right? So now you're on the Amazon website. That's a whole nother convo. But you're on the Amazon website and you see a bottle, it looks just like this one. Or you see some other Dior stuff on there. And that's when you're gonna begin noticing, like, okay, that one says eau de toilette, eau de parfum, eau de what, right? Oh, well, this one cost, matter of fact, it's on sale for $65. So you buy it. It has it's highly rated. It got 5 stars, plenty of reviews, seems good. You get it, smells good, all those things. But then you notice you're using it and you start to realize, man, this scent ain't lasting the whole day, right? The scent isn't even lasting 75% of the day, barely making it to half of the day. You know, it's kind of fading away. It's because you have to realize eau de toilette is this percentage. It's a percentage game. And then let's say something says eau de cologne, that's only about 2-3%. So I know it sounds kind of weird because you're like, oh, well, cologne is for men, perfume is for women. But you have to realize when you actually get into fragrances and scents and things like that, a lot of this stuff is French. Like that's the where all this comes from for the most part, I guess you can say. So these terms you're gonna see and hear and learn, they have a meaning. Eau de cologne, we're talking about, that's the weakest, one of the weakest ones you can purchase. Like, don't expect that scent to last long. If you're shooting for something that's gonna last throughout the workday, and even later than that, you're always looking for eau de parfum or parfum. Eau de toilette, there's nothing wrong with that. But like I said, typically you will notice it's cheaper. right? So it'll make sense. You're like, well, how come this bottle costs more? This costs this costs this, and then you're gonna see these words and it'll make sense. Like I said, if I had to choose one of these three in this picture to be like, this is what you buy, this is what you start with, this is what you get, this is what you build your collection off of. If you had to make that one big purchase off the rip, we're going with the Dior Sauvage Elixir. Specifically that one, Dior Sauvage Elixir. Now after that, here's the thing. There's some others that I would have said, okay, you know, maybe do we try some Maison Francis Kurkdjian? Nah. Yves Saint Laurent? Nah. This is what you want to go to. And I know for a fact they have a travel size of this. You can buy it from Macy's. I want to say Neiman Marcus. You're looking for Tom Ford ombre leather. Specifically, you're looking for, I guess you would say, or at least I would call it the silver label, right? You're looking for the silver label. Because sometimes this can get very confusing. Because you can go into Macy's and be like, I want the Tom Ford ombre leather, and then they put like 5 different bottles in front of you. You're looking for the one. It's a silver label. That's the one. Because they have one that's just a black label. They're both Eau de Parfum, but that silver label right now for the year 2022, seeing that we're in December, so it's like end of the year wrap up, that scent is fire, right? It's not beating that Dior scent, but that Tom Ford ombre leather, the silver label, that's the one you're looking for. And like I said, they have a travel size, right? And that travel size, it's like 0.34 ounces, something like that, $65. So like I said, you're starting off your collection. You're not trying to break the bank. You go buy that, right? Maybe you get a larger size of it, right? Because this is what I would say is the best bang for your buck, is this scent. You know, maybe you get the 1.7 ounce, and that's going for about $175. So it's a bit cheaper than this. Solid, very good scent. And then they have a travel size, like I said. After that, this is what you're looking for. You're looking for the Givenchy. Gentleman Reserve. The bottle, because like I said, this is one of those where it's like, well, you walked into Macy's or Neiman's or whatever, and you're like, I want the the Givenchy Gentleman scent or whatever, and they're gonna put like 5-6 different ones in front of you. Like I said, this one is the Reserve. It is an amber color, right? It's an amber color. At least to me, it's amber. I'm kind of blind though. It's an amber color. Fire. It's 3.3 ounces, and it's only $111. If anything, that might be your best bang for the buck. That's your best bang for the buck, right? Because you're getting 3.3 ounces, $111 as of right now, versus the Tom Ford, which was 1.7 ounces for $175. So you can tell that this Tom Ford scent is actually a bit on the higher end, I guess you can say, or at least they're mid-range, because their 3.4 ounce bottle goes for $230. And like I said, this Dior, I mean, shoot, the Dior is the same price. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But that Dior it blows the Tom Ford out of the water, at least to me. But that Tom Ford's a good one. It's competitive right now. Unless you love it, then of course, sure, go buy the largest bottle, or you can get the travel size. And like I said, I just gave you that Givenchy. Real quick, I'm gonna wrap this up, probably within the next 5 minutes. How to apply these fragrances properly. Real quick run through. What you do, you apply them fresh out the shower. Now, I mean, yeah, dry your body off and stuff like that, but you apply your fragrances fresh out the shower. At the most, you're looking at 2 to 3, I'll just say pumps. I'll just say pumps. What I like to do is both wrists and then the neck. Both wrists and then the neck. Do not rub them together. Do not rub them together. What you end up doing when you rub them together, because you would think, oh, that's the right thing to do. When you rub them together, you actually end up altering the scent. So it's not actually gonna smell how it's supposed to smell. It's kind of crazy. You spray them. You essentially just let them air dry. And yeah, even sometimes you might spray some of these on and then you get to sniffing yourself like an hour later, even 30 minutes later. And you're like, oh, I don't smell it. I don't smell it. What's going on? I got ripped off. I got a fake bottle. Okay, first of all, if you're buying yourself from Macy's or Neiman Marcus, I can promise you, you got the real deal legit stuff. Amazon, you're testing life. Sometimes you're testing life. I don't want to say it's a 50-50 with Amazon, but you definitely want to make sure you're buying from a legit seller. Even sometimes if you buy from Amazon as the seller and shipper, sometimes Amazon might have gotten a kind of off batch. So the safest bet is actually purchasing from Macy's, Neiman Marcus. Sometimes if you find a super reputable eBay seller, you could probably get a slightly better deal than what would be on Macy's or Neiman's, but you got to be realistic. You got to, when it comes to fragrances and stuff like this, if it's too good to be true, just keep that in the back of your head. If it's too good to be true, you're not going to find this same exact bottle I have right here. Oh, somebody's selling it for $100. You're buying rubbing alcohol. You're not buying this actual scent. Somebody is about to play you. I can promise you. Right now, if the price is a lot closer to what this actually cost, there's a good chance it could or probably is legit. There's also tester bottles, and that's a whole nother thing to get into, because those are slightly cheaper, because they may not necessarily come in the normal presentable way that they come, but they are actually indeed the real scent. Like I said, it's just kind of, you know, they might not come in the original box. The spray pump nozzle might be different, but if you actually have the real deal scent, and then you're like, you know what? I want to test out this whole thing. I want to see if I buy the tester bottle version, am I getting the same thing? And then you can test it yourself. You can be like, okay, let me spray the real one. Let me spray the one I just bought that was $50 cheaper, $75 cheaper. And then if they're the same exact thing and you notice you're getting the same performance, there you go. You just saved yourself $50, $75. And you may have found, like, you know, a legitimate person to buy it from. Like I said, you want to spray this stuff on yourself fresh out the shower. Why? Because your pores are open. Your pores are open. So let me come full circle. Let's go back around to the beginning of this video. You see that person who's exuding this confidence, right? Think of it like this. They're exuding that fragrance. If I got a big bottle of this, and that's what I spray on myself every day, 365 days out of the year, and you know where I'm at, or if I just walked by, because you smell that scent and you're like, man, that dude smell good every damn day, right? I can promise you, He's following the routine. You spray it on yourself out of the shower. Your pores are open. This is just science at this point. You sprayed it on your wrists and, like I said, your neck, right? Those pores are open. That scent is essentially going into you. So throughout the day, as you're doing things, you're moving, blood is pumping and things like that, that scent is literally coming from you, right? That's how this works. That's literally how it works. So remember, you want to hit 2 spots, 2 to 3 spots. I like to hit both my wrists and neck, and then that's my 3 for the day. Yeah, like, you don't want to overdo it because too much cologne is bad, right? That's what I'm saying. Keep it simple, 2, 3. But yeah, get into this game early on. I'm telling you, this stuff goes a long way. It helps your confidence. It'll make you feel good. People will like you. They like being around you because you smell good. Just little things. And then, like I said, you get your scent collection going. You probably buy you a few nice watches. And then, okay, let me start getting some tailored suits, some tailored pants, tailored shirts, things like that. Like I said, I'm a huge sneaker person. I've blown some money on some shoes. But the shoes that I've purchased aren't shoes that I'm gonna go, not stuff I would wear into a professional setting. Luckily, I'm a teacher, right? I'm a teacher. I can wear my scents. I can smell amazing every day. I can get away with wearing my shoes, my sneakers, because the kids are like, oh, look at him. He got that fire, But if I was working some other job where they was like, you need to be business casual on a daily basis, I'd be having this thousands of dollars sneaker collection and I'm only wearing them on a weekend or something. So, you want to focus your priorities, if you can, on things like this. And like I said, every year, do some simple research. Use a website like, what is it? I want to say it's Fragrantica. A website like Fragrantica. That is your go-to. I'm a technology person too. The same way tech people go to ratings.com, people into this go to Fragrantica because it's going to give you a breakdown, what this smells like, this, that, the other. They do end of the year list where they rank the different scents. Like I said, this one, number 1, hands down. And then, like I said, you got that Tom Ford scent on there and the Givenchy scent on there. Like, I didn't even see this on there. I'm like, whoa. Now, everybody knows this is Eternal. Like, they're not even gonna, it's Eternal. Everybody knows these two straight fire. So there's no reason throwing this back on there. But this one, oh, that's gonna be there forever. So, peace.